Hi, I'm Christopher Donegan. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton forged semi-flush called the Mackintosh. This is the 124341. If you guys are familiar with Charles Rene Mackintosh, was an architect during the Art Nouveau period, kind of a contemporary of Frank Lloyd Wright. And when you look at a lot of his architecture and when you look at his furniture, you'll see echoes of this fixture. So it's pretty cool to check it out. You can Google images for Charles Rene Mackintosh and a lot of stuff will pop up and you'll see how cool he is. Let's get into the size of the fixture itself. It's a semi-flush, so it's 11.3 inches tall, 23.6 inches long, so it's kind of an oval shape, and then the width on it is coming in at 8, and that's kind of the depth too. Now, we actually at Handmade in Vermont, we carry a lot of Hubbardton Forge off-menu items. So we actually do offer special finishes that were in Hubbardton's line that no longer are on their site, like burnished steel and gold and mahogany. Those are some of the things we offer as customs. We also offer this fixture as a custom pendant. It used to actually be available as a custom pendant. Now it's available only as a custom, but you can check out the picture next to me. It is pretty cool. It's basically the same fixture but elongated, so you can make it pretty long. If you're interested in that, you would just email me and say you're looking for a 124341 as a pendant fixture, and you would tell me how long you want it to be from the ceiling to the bottom of the fixture, and I can get a quote for you and send it on over. Let's get into a couple other things. The glass on this I actually have right here. This is 22 inches by 8 by 3. And if you're familiar with Hubbardton Forge, they have amazing artisans who do their glass. This is called slump glass. This is the opal glass. I'll talk more about opal later in the video. It's very, very thick, and it's not cheesy at all. This is done in a kiln by skilled artisans, and this is done in upstate New York. So it's kind of coming from that area around Corning where they are known for their glass. And this is slump glass is actually done where it's dropped and blown into a mold and dropped. Then they come over and then they cut the edges with a diamond saw. There's another layer of white glass on the inside of this that you can see to make it opaque, and then the whole thing is sandblasted. It's very, very beautiful glass on its own. It's almost like it's a piece of art, basically. So that is your opal glass. The canopy on this is coming in at 5.25 inches square. It's going to go over your, here it is, 4-inch junction box. Okay, this is only 8 pounds, so it's not very heavy. I want to show you some more information about this and some good drawings, and we're going to go look at the installations instructions. So if you're on the page for this on Handmade in Vermont, look over on that side of the screen, midway down. You're going to see a link. It's going to say click here for installations, instructions, PDF. Open that up for me. It's going to show you a full parts list. It's going to show you the socket setup, and you've got a socket going this way and a socket going that way. So your light goes up and your light goes down. A lot of your light is going to bounce off the ceiling and kind of bounce around the room, ambient light. And then it's going to show you some detailed drawings of your canopy and how it goes on your J-box. So take advantage of those if you guys get a chance. Why don't we talk about lamping? That's going to be super important on this for a lot of good reasons. When this first came out, there were not a lot of LEDs in the marketplace, and this was using basically a halogen bulb way back when. And you can still go halogens in each of these. It's a G9 socket. Halogen bulbs have little prongs or little things on the end, and they just push right in. So you could do 260-watt halogens if you still want to, but there are great LEDs for this, and I have a whole bunch of them here. So these are phosphorus LEDs. They have this orange tab running through it. This is probably a 60-watt equivalent. This is a 40-watt equivalent, okay? And these are called cob. Cob LEDs basically have the corn cob thing going on. So that's a 40-watt equivalent. That's probably a 60-watt equivalent. The cool thing is this is a 100-watt equivalent G9 LED bulb. Check that out, okay? So you can use 2 of these in there. So if you want to get a lot of light out of this fixture, you would use this bulb, and I think I got this on Amazon, and 2 100-watt equivalent bulbs. You know, that's 200-watt equivalent. That's pretty amazing for something that's so small. So when you're looking at these bulbs, you can get them at places like Home Depot and Ace Hardware and places like that. But if you really want to get a good representation of a good array of them, you would probably hop online. And quite honestly, Amazon's a place to do it for this. They just have a good selection. So a couple things about that. These are going to be offered to you in lots of different ways. They're going to offer these to you in 2700 Kelvin, which is a super yellow light. It's kind of like a setting sun. These are also going to be offered to you in something called daylight, and daylight is 4,000, 5,000 Kelvin on that Kelvin scale. And daylight is not a warm light. That's that bluish white light. So just be careful when you're looking at bulbs. In the middle of all that, what we like to use, and what this is called warm white or soft white. That's the nice light coming down on my hands right now. This mimics the light of an incandescent bulb that we grew up with. That's 3,000 Kelvin, so that's very important. So if you are going to go with these bigger bulbs, like a 75 watt or a 100 watt equivalent, make sure they're dimmable. That's going to be pretty important. I think this guy is. And you're good to go with that. Let's get into metal finishes now. If you are on the HandmadeInVermont.com website, look over in the red tabs with the pictures in them over there. You're going to see a Finishes Help Guide tab. Open that up for me. It's going to be a video there of me talking to you guys about the differences in Hubbardton forged finishes, how they can look on different types of forging. I'm going to be referencing a chart just down below. So scroll down a little bit. You're going to see a chart. You can click on that chart. So you can click on dark smoke. You can click on soft gold. Doesn't matter. Big page will pop up showing you lots of different things in that finish. You can go back to the chart and you'll notice there's letters A's on them, letter B's on some of those things, and that's going to be showing you this range of variants that you can expect to see on different translucent finishes, but I'll talk about all of that in the video, okay? Okay, showroom. Our showroom in Vermont has over 400 Hubbardton forged fixtures. This is the biggest showroom in the world of Hubbardton forged. No other showroom is like this. Hubbardton forged doesn't even have their own showroom. They use this one. What's on display? We have a great tab on that. And those same red tabs, you're going to see a what's on display page. So open that up. It's going to show you everything we have on display, and including which finish, which shade, all of those things, and what kind of glass it's on there. We're open every day except Sunday, 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. We also have an amazing clearance center. Clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's returns, discontinued stuff, showroom samples. You have to come here to use it. Can't call us or email us about it, but it's definitely worth coming in to look at if you're in Vermont. Plus you want to use the showroom anyway because there's just so much great stuff here to see. Our number in Vermont, 802-446-2400. You can email us 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Love to answer emails, and it's sales@HandmadeInVermont.com. So when you order from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is going to be free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. No tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont. And we're the only dealer with 90-day returns, no restocking fee. Nobody else does that. Some larger items are going to be non-returnable. It's going to be really important that you are looking at the fixture on that page and kind of scroll down under the description. It'll tell you if that is the case. And that's usually for really big, giant, huge fixtures, mostly that go out on pallets. Okay, that's it. Rush program. Let's talk about that. So rush program, Hubbardton Forge generally takes about 3 to 4 weeks to go out the door. That's production time before your transit time. You always have to add that on too. We offer a rush program that takes you from that 3 to 4 weeks down to a little under 2 weeks. It's a very small addition per line item. So if you have like 1, 2, 3 items, like let's say 3 or 4 outdoor sconces, and they're all the same size and they're all the same finish, that's one line item. So it's very inexpensive to rush those kind of things. Don't be afraid to email us and ask about that. Okay, so that's really it. If you guys have any other questions, let us know. We would love to see you in our showroom sometime. And thanks for stopping in.